The council meeting of the 10th of June, it's June already. It is 5 o'clock. I'll ask you to stand with us for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mayor Pro Tem Hatman.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Have a seat. We'll have a roll call to establish presence of a quorum. Ward 1.
Here.
Ward 2.
Here.
Ward 3 is not here. Ward 4. Yeah, see that? He wasn't there a minute ago. He snuck in. Ward 3.
Yeah.
He's here. Ward 4.
I'm here.
Mayor's here, obviously. So we do have a quorum. It's unanimous. All right. First item on the agenda, citizens to be heard. Speaker participation instructions are provided in writing beginning the agenda. Note, the Texas Open Meetings Act permits a member of the public or a member of the governmental body to raise a subject that has not been included in the notice for the meeting. However, any discussion of the subject must be limited to a proposal to place the subject on the agenda for a future meeting, and any response to a question posed to the City Council is limited to either a statement of specific factual information or recital of existing policy under Texas Government Code 551.042. Do we have anyone that's filled out a form or have anyone? So much is for that. Next item on the agenda, ceremonial matters. We have a proclamation about Rockport being an ecosystem capital of the Texas Gulf Coast. And this is long. They put a lot of words in it just to see if I could read today without my glasses. Whereas Rockport-Fulton and Aransas County share the legacy of individuals and organizations dedicated to preserving and restoring natural habitats that support wildlife and the ecosystem. Whereas residents like Connie Hager, the Bird Lady of Texas, promoted the area as a birdwatcher's paradise along the central flyway for migration, and educator Martha McLeod established the youth birding program at Rockport-Fulton ISD. Whereas sporting and wildlife artists, including Jack Cowan, Herb Booth, Al Barnes, Steve Russell, Kent Ulberg, created artwork celebrating nature and the joys of hunting and fishing, while also helping to establish environmental organizations that passed significant conservation legislation to protect Aransas County's natural resources. And whereas organizations like Aransas Bird and Nature Club, Aransas County Aquarium, Aransas County Navigation District Save Little Bay, Aransas First Land Trust, Aransas Pathways, Aransas National Wildlife Refuge, Bed Oaks Conservancy and Rookery, Coastal Conservation Association, Aransas Bay Chapter, Ducks Unlimited, Flatsworthy, International Crane Foundation, Rockport, Keep Aransas County Beautiful, Mission Aransas National Estuarian Research Reserve, Bay Education Center, Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Office, Texas Master Naturalist Mid-Coast Chapter, Texas Parks and Wildlife, and Wings Rescue Center focus on protection and education of unique habitat like wetlands, shorelines, woodlands, and preservation of wildlife. And whereas Aransas County celebrates nature and annual events such as Arbor Day, Babes on the Bay, Hummerfest, Oysterfest, which all serve as both economic drivers and conservation events, and Rockport has been designated Tree City USA for 25 years. And whereas Rockport-Fulton has become an innovative leader in oyster farming and reef restoration through collaboration with the Sink Your Shucks program and the Hart Research Center, whereas Rockport Cultural Arts District has promoted art in nature, sustainable economic development, and nature tourism, producing documentaries about Rockport-Fulton's legendary art colony and supporting artists, including Charlie Belair and his lifetime advocacy for environmental issues. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Tim J. Rowe, Mayor of the City of Rockport, Texas, proudly proclaim Rockport-Fulton as the ecosystem capital of Texas Gulf Coast and declare June 20th, 2025 as Sustainable Ecosystem Day, and encourage the public to enhance community awareness and outreach for the preservation and sustainability of our local ecosystems. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Rockport, Texas, to be affixed this 10th day of June 2025. Are there folks here that are going to pose for a picture with this being done? If you are, please come right over there under that thing and I will be with you. Just a second. And somebody's going to come around with phones or cameras. Next, we have a thing that we enjoy doing, recognizing good work of some of our staff folks. Of a presentation of the Texas Municipal Clerks Association Municipal Clerks Office of the Achievement of Excellence Award by Shelley Goodwin, our city secretary. And in order to receive this kind of recognition, she has to make a whole bunch of folks very aware of some of her abilities and things that she can do. And she gave me this list, and it hadn't got nearly as many words as that other thing did in it, but the things that she has to do are amazing. She is a huge help to those of us that rely on her a lot. She has to deal with record management, professional development, certifications, government transparency, elections, awards, recognitions of office, Public Information Act, open meetings, boards and commissions, municipal clerk office, policies and procedures, and other areas of responsibilities that fall under the purview of the municipal clerk office in this municipality, innovative streamlined projects, and establish departmental training for employees on one-on-one basis or more for the core areas of responsibilities of the municipal clerk's office. And in her free time, she takes care of seeing that I get in the right place at the right time and that all the paperwork's done. I've got a huge thing. I may have to get help carrying this over there. We're going to come over here and get a picture taken of this really nice certificate she has, and we appreciate Shelley very, very much. Presentation of tenure, Tuesday. City manager.
Mayor and Council, we have two people up tonight for Tenure Tuesday, and I would just like to say that these are big ones, and we're very proud of the people that stick with us for a long time. We make an investment in our people, and it helps the city, it saves us money, and it helps us be more efficient every year that someone stays with us. So I'm really pleased to present these tonight. The first one we'll do is Joe Zamora. You can come up. Y'all, Joe's been with us for 25 years. So he could have already retired, right? But he loves it here so much that he stayed, and we're very proud of you. So make sure that's yours. I got your pen, and thank you very much. We're very proud of you. You have to smile. Giving me side eye. Thank you. Yeah, come on over here. Okay. Brian, oh, picture. They can do it. Brian, don't mess it up. No, you want to come here? You get in here every day, don't you?
All right.
Next one, our building supervisor. She's not here. But she's been with us for 10 years. So if you know anything about billing and collections, it runs very smoothly. No one calls happy because their water bill was low. So Jamie, who's not here, is fantastic and she does a great job for us. So I'm just going to give this to her supervisor and she can make sure she gets it. But we're real proud to have had Jamie for 10 years and we hope to have her for another.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is a consent agenda. Following items may be acted upon in a single motion. No separate discussion or action on any of these items will be held unless pulled at the request of a member of the City Council. Does anyone wish to remove any of these?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second.
I have 2 seconds. Any further question? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It's unanimous. Next item, number 6, consider approval on the second and final reading of Ordinance 1977, amending the Code of Ordinances, City of Rockport, Texas, Chapter 102, entitled Surcharge Revenue Account, to remove the clause expressly limiting surcharge funds to be used for capital outlay purchases, repealing all ordinances in conflict therewith, providing for severability, and providing an effective date. Mr. Sorrells, anything changed?
No change, Mayor.
Any questions, council?
I make a motion to approve consent.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? If not, we'll call for vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Next item, consider on second and final reading Ordinance 1978, granting a modification to a conditional use permit ordinance 1875 for addition of 78 RV spaces to be allowed to plat the original 78 RV spaces as fee simple RV lots for property located at 1222 Highway 35 South, also known as 1950 Forest Oaks Block 1, Lots 1 and 2, City of Rockport, Aransas County, Texas, subject to compliance with the conditions and within the ordinance as well as those stipulated in the City of Rockport Code of Ordinances, in conflict therewith, providing for severability, providing an effective date. Ms. Dietrich? No changes. Any questions, council? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept item 7 as written.
I have a motion. Do I have a second. I have a motion and a second. Any further question? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Stay.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Thank you. Next item, consider the approval of the first 2 readings of Ordinance 1979, amending the Convention and Visitor Bureau Advisory Board of Directors requirements, providing a severability clause, providing a repeating clause, and providing an effective date. Ms. Goodwin.
So because of how we originally wrote the ordinance setting up the CVB, we required everyone to be a certain category as well as live within the city limits, be a city voter. And we discovered that we had discussed changing it a while back, but we never did. And so now we have a new appointment, but however, she's not a city voter. So my recommendation is to amend the ordinance to make 5 members be city voters and 2 members be county voters.
Okay. Questions, council?
But they would be required to at least live in the county.
Yes,
Okay.
and then they're also required to fill one of the 7 positions. There's an art sector, a restaurant sector, a hotel sector, so they have a 2-part.
Okay.
I don't see any problem with that. I think it's a good idea because we are going to be really in the Rockport-Fulton area around Henry County. And just having, as long as we fill 7 positions. The other requirements, I don't see how that would be any conflict of interest or issue.
I think it's more.
I make a motion to approve.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Oh, second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Next item, consider approval of a single reading of Ordinance 1980, amending Ordinance Number 1948, which was adopted the 2024-2025 budget beginning October 1st, 2024 and ending September 30th, 2025, repealing all prior ordinances in conflict herewith, providing an effective date. This will be amendment number 7 for appropriating $27,598.90 out of the utility fund balance to support the Texas Division of Emergency Management Grant, FEMA Project Number 0135, a 10% grant match. Robbie.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is following up when we accepted the grant for the previous council meeting when Kimberly brought forth the FEMA grant. That grant that was approved, that grant required a 10% match. That match amount is $27,598.90. We're recommending appropriating funds for that. This will serve to provide for backup units that are aging and currently undersized, and to provide redundant power for lift stations should the power go out. And we're asking for approval on that, please.
Okay.
Single reading.
Questions, council?
No, we keep it simple. It's for generators.
For generators, yes.
Yes.
Sorry. I didn't say generators. Okay, generators, excuse me.
Just to make that clear for everyone. I make a motion to approve agenda item number 9.
I have a motion. To have a second.
I'll second.
I do have a second. Any further question? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It's unanimous. Next item, consider the approval of Resolution 2025-22R, setting a public hearing on the amendment of water and wastewater impact.
Got to go back to number 10. Miss number 10.
Yep. When you come up with a method that you're going to be sure that you get each one of these things done and you circle them, you don't circle it before you do it, or you're going to go to the next one. Item number 10, consider approval of Resolution 2025-21R, authorizing the Rockport Police Department to apply for and operate an Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services grant, the COPS grant, administered by the U.S. Department of Justice COPS Hiring Program, CHP, for fiscal year 2025, and authorizing the mayor to act as the executive officer and authorize representatives in all matters pertaining to the participation in this grant program. Chief Anderson.
Mayor, Council, I appreciate your time. This is the same grant that we applied for last year. We did not get that awarded at that time because San Antonio was awarded 50 officers, and they decided that Rockport didn't have a high enough major crime rate at the time. So I'm hoping this year we're going to give it another shot. We're going to see what happens. There's no promises. We are again asking for 4 new officers. What we're asking from council is a resolution saying, hey, we'll look into this. It doesn't tie us into the cost, the price match. If we are awarded 1 officer, 2 officers, 3 officers, or even up to 4 officers, the council can come back and say we just don't have it in the budget, or we'll give you 1 of the 4 officers that you're awarded. But Bob, you're on the wrong meeting, please.
You're on the next council meeting, but there is a form in your packet that kind of shows the price breakdown of it. And year 1, the city's match would be $140,000. This is with 4 officers. Year 2 would be $170,000. Year 3 would be $189 or $189,852. So the grant requires our cost to go up as theirs goes down. So their match for those same years would be $210,000, $160,000, and $130,000. In total, the city would pay $499,000, $852 over a 3-year period, and the grant would pay for $500,000. So, on the other side of that, which is not part of the grant, is the cost of what a police officer is for year 1 whenever we bring on a new officer. And that's for a new vehicle, all the equipment in the vehicle, all the uniforms that come with it. And that's a total of, for 4 officers, would be $446,000 in year 1 just to outfit these officers, not included with the grant.
And that'd be in addition to the match.
That would be in addition to the match to get these officers outfitted.
If we won all 4 and we decided to go with 4. Okay.
That's correct. And that's also saying that we don't have any spare cars available. If obviously we want new cars to come with new positions, but there always is a possibility that we have older cars that we can repurpose at least to get us through a year or so. But obviously we'd like to get all new equipment for these brand new positions.
And I saw it flip past there. When's the grant decision made on this?
So the grant decision for this last year, it came in towards the end of the year. I want to say it was after October. It was October, November that we heard that we didn't get it.
So we should expect something in Q4 or something like that?
Yeah,
okay.
So we'll expect something. If we can get the resolution entered into the grant, we should hear something later this year, probably in the 3rd or 4th quarter. Can you go to page 3 of that? Go down. One more. And that's the cost breakdown.
Okay. Do you know when the last time we had a COPS grant approved was?
I do not. It wasn't with Chief Stevens, so it would have had to have been during your tenure. It was
probably 2002, 2003, something like that. It has been a while. And it's been the practice as these things have come up in the past. There are a lot of agencies with pretty significant manpower that get additional personnel quicker than smaller agencies do. And it's a product of good work done by the police department. And that hardly seems fair, but that's about what it is. And with the culture being what it is right now, it is much more difficult for officers to get by than it used to be. And the stress on officers in an agency our size gets to be a lot when they're expected to do more work and we can't find a way to get them a lot more help. And the grants are very helpful in doing that. I hope you get this one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And Bob, if you'll go up 2 slides. One more. So this, I found it interesting. This is very much in line with some numbers that Robbie gave us recently on where our population is and where it's going. And it kind of shows how many officers we're going to need looking towards the future. And we want to get ahead of that. We don't want to get behind the curve on crime in the city, and if we can get the officers ahead before the crime starts rising with our population rise, then we're going to be better off as a community.
Sure.
So,
Other questions, council?
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
All right, I have a motion.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further question? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous.
thank you very much.
Chief.
Thank you.
Good luck, chief.
All right, next item, which hadn't been circled yet. Consider approval of Resolution 2025-22R, setting a public hearing on the amendment of water and wastewater impact fees. Ms. Dietrich.
Mayor and council. So this is a request, the resolution to set the public hearing date for the impact fee study. It has to be published 30 days before the public hearing, not 10 or 15 like our usuals. So we would like to set the public hearing for July 22nd. It'll be published, I do have a correction on that timeline that I gave you. It'll be published on the 19th, not the 20th. And then, right? Right, in June. It'll go in the paper and be published June 19th, and then have the public hearing July 22nd. Now, Impact Fee Advisory Committee will bring a report to you. Here it says July 14th, but we could do it on the July 8th meeting if you prefer. It's up to you. That's when we'll bring you their report, their recommendation, and I believe that Freeze and Nichols will come and give a presentation of sorts on that date.
Okay.
So do you have a preference? I wanted to ask because some meetings are really big and some are not, and so I didn't know
Idea of receiving it well
ahead of time. Yeah, so July 8th.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, questions, council?
You're welcome. You have to vote on the resolution,
So
yes.
you want to hold the hearing on the 28th of July, and it will be published on the
22nd.
19th.
July 22nd is the public hearing.
22nd.
Yes. It'll be published on June 19th.
So I make a motion
June.
to approve the public hearing on July 22nd
Yeah.
with the recommendation of doing a presentation on the July 8th.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further questions? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. City manager update.
We're moving into City Hall. That's it. So that's why some of us are a little more frazzled than others. Oh, and Kimberly left town, so none of us know.
Is she coming back?
She needed a vacation.
I'm not sure if she's coming back, but I hope. So, yeah, she was crying when she walked out the door. She's coming back on Thursday, so we think we can function between now and Thursday. But it actually is going very smoothly. I think, you know, we're honestly honored and blessed to be in such a beautiful building. And I know Councilmember Anderson came by to have our Monday meeting, and I hope the rest of you will swing by and walk and talk. And it's a beautiful building, and we're honored. And so that's all we're doing right now. I think everybody's pretty much cleared their calendar for this week, so we can put junk in its new cubby hole. And there's still a lot of work to be done on the building, so don't be convinced that everything's done. We're still touching up paint and installing mini blinds, but we're in the building. So we'll open for business there tomorrow. However, we were unable to get our credit card machine working today, so if you need to pay your water bill with a credit card, you still have to go to Laurel. But if you got cash or a check or just have a problem, come on into the new City Hall. It's beautiful. Grand opening on the 27th also, sorry. We're gonna cut a ribbon and have some punch and cookies. So
come do that with us, okay?
And the public's invited for that as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At 3:30, that's right. 3:30 to 5:30? So.
All right. Anything else? Council, reports from council.
Come out and see myself and city manager on Thursday at Going Coastal. We're doing the city connection, with ice cream floats and conversations. Oh, 6:30, sorry. I gave the time for the cutting the ribbon, but not my own. Going Coastal, 6:30. Thursday, the 12th. All the details are there now.
Matt?
Be working with Shelley to pick a date and time, I think, for my Ward 2, get to speak with my folks out there. It'll be the first one for me, looking forward to that, and reiterate Vanessa's comments. I had an opportunity to go down earlier this week and walk through the new city building, and just, wow. I mean, really fortunate, very fortunate for all of us to have a place like that, and for the taxpayers to have a building to be proud of. And took a few years coming out of the hurricane and everything to get this. It's been a long road, but looks wonderful, and look forward to seeing a lot of the public out there on the 27th at the ribbon cutting.
All right. Ward 3?
I'm good, Mayor.
Okay. Ward 4?
Yes, I attended the Aransas Pathways meeting. They just wanted to acknowledge that they really appreciated Kimberly Henry sitting down with them and talking about how to look through some grants or what we're doing on with the Chili Creek expansion, so we can help with the pathways, getting a pathway over there. Also, did my meet and greet with the city manager. I think we did a good job. It was a good turnout, and a lot of questions were asked and answered, so I think that was good. So please attend, Councilman Rangel's. I mean, it's a good situation, and when Matt Anderson has his, that would be a great time as well. And yeah, the city hall, we got to see that last week, and you guys did a great job. I know, like Matt had said, it's been a long road, but you guys have been working really hard behind the scenes that nobody really sees, trying to get this done, and you guys have done a great job. So thank you very much for all your hard work.
Very good job.
Yes.
I had an opportunity over the weekend to go and visit with a gentleman that he's the father of a longtime city employee, Larry Sinclair, that worked for the police department for years now. He works for code enforcement. His father had his 100th birthday last week, and we went to Bryan the other day. I had a certificate that made him a honorary citizen of the city of Rockport. Leon Sinclair is a very interesting man. He was injured in combat in World War II in 1944. And it was a real honor to have an opportunity to sit and talk with him and read a couple of citations. I did find out that it's very important when you have folks that the city secretary can take care of your proclamations and so forth and make them to the point where you can read them without your glasses on. They handed me the one from the governor's office that he sends to 100-year-old folks, and I had to read it, and I had to go find my glasses before I could read that. So the governor apparently doesn't have the kind of help we have, so we appreciate you, Shelley. But it was a real honor, and I have got very strong feelings for our veterans from World War II. They're getting very few in number, and it was great being there, and I appreciate the opportunity. I don't have another thing. I will entertain, and I have a motion to adjourn. I have a second. We are adjourned. It is 5:34.